see right here on this pipe, the solder joint actually blew out from one of the freezes. So what happened here is the water got turned on temporarily underneath this real estate transaction for closing. Home inspector came out here. Whenever they were doing a walkthrough, they saw water and moisture coming through the ceiling. So they called us to come out here to assess the plumbing. We got the plumbing upstairs fixed. There was 2 pipe bursts underneath the sink. Once we got those pipe bursts taken care of, we turned the water on. We started hearing the water trickle back and forth. Came downstairs and there's water running across. So at that moment in time, we killed the main again, and we pretty much started doing investigation in the ceiling. And there was actually water traveling out of this pipe all the way down these ceiling joists. And then of course that affected all the sheetrock. So as you can see, we got a nice pretty mess right now. There was actually carpet, and underneath that carpet, whenever we pulled it up, there was actually all this nice wood floor. So next step is we got to rip all this wood floor out so we can expose the slab and start the drying process at that moment in time. We had to have the homeowner turn on temporary electricity because whenever we showed up on site, there was no electric, no water. So we of course had to have electricity to run our water mitigation equipment. That's your dehumidifiers, your air movement, stuff like that. So next step is, after the demolition, we're gonna get our equipment set up. We've already sketched all our items, getting that plugged into an Xactimate right now, which is all the insurance estimating software. So what we'll do then, get that sent over to the insurance company. It's not an estimate really. It's more or less, here's our data, here's our evidence and photos, and here's how much it costs. We send that to the insurance company with all the data, the evidence, pretty much telling the story of how this all happened, and then they will pay us directly. So what we're running into a lot with a lot of these homeowners right now, water mitigation is not something to play around with. It's not something to get estimates on, none of that. We need to get rid of this problem before the bacteria or the water turns into bacteria, which will then lead to a mold type situation. You do not want that. The insurance company does not want that, and we do not want you and your families to be compromised by a mold situation, because most insurance companies will not cover mold, so you need to mitigate this situation as immediately as possible. Right now, if you want to have estimates and stuff like that, that is in the remodel phase or the reconstruction once water mitigation is completed. So what you need to do right now, if you did experience some kind of water leak and your house completely filled up with the water, the next step is going to be making sure that we get the water mitigation squared away, get all the contaminated materials out of the house. If we can dry them in place, great. A lot of these floors, if water and moisture gets underneath it, they have to get gutted out. If it's wood floor, we can gut out the parts that are contaminated and match back on the reconstruction. Other than that, all the wet stuff has to get ripped out of the house. We have to set up our drying equipment, spray our antimicrobials. If y'all have kids, animals, allergies, or immune deficiencies, we spray a plant-based antimicrobial that's a green product. If not, we're spraying our normal antimicrobial, the heavy-duty cleanser that'll kind of kill and eliminate as much bacteria as possible. Then we set up the equipment, do dry logs, and then we start checking that equipment every single day. Once we're dry, we already have our Xactimate sent over to the insurance company. We actually have a team, so we're actually having our other guys coming in behind us doing the reconstructions. At that moment in time, they already have everything approved and green lighted by the insurance carrier. So once we're pulling equipment out, they're coming back in. And of course, y'all need to be patient with all the different contractors out here right now, because everybody is slammed and booked right now. So we're trying to get to y'all as efficiently as possible. Everybody's running out of equipment. We're leapfrogging from one house to the next. So be patient, get on the waiting list. If y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to us. We can help consult you through this. But the main priority is getting the water out of the house and all the contaminated materials out, spraying our chemicals to kill any bacteria, and then of course getting the house dried out. At that moment in time, y'all can kind of calm down, reassess what's going on, and then of course you can start talking to other contractors, give us a shout. We got plenty of other contractors we can refer you to if we can't get to you, that we trust, we've worked with for years, stuff like that. So feel free to please reach out to us. This is Garrett with Warrior Wolf. Y'all have a great day.